Hello everybody, it's Vinyl Rich here. I'm going to do a vinyl collection video here. I'm going to show my Red Kross vinyl. Before I show the vinyl, I'm going to show 4 flyers that I happen to have of 4 of the times that I saw Red Kross. I think I've seen them maybe 6 times, 5 or 6 times, maybe 5 times. This is a show that was at the Olympic Auditorium, which was a giant place, and the opening band was Subhumans. Then you had MDC, Multi-Death Corporations, the Dicks, and then right here, the Tourist. That was the original name of Red Kross. When Ron Reyes joined the band, the day after he joined, they changed their name from the Tourist to Red Kross. And that was kind of a reunion concert of sorts that they did. In fact, they did a couple around town then. This was a spectacular show here. TSOL, they were absolutely fantastic in concert. Red Kross, they were really good, and so was MDC. This was a really good, I mean, the last 3 bands on this show were absolutely fantastic. And this was a show that was out in the San Fernando Valley, which is a pretty good drive from East LA, but it was well worth it. This here is a concert at Al's Bar, and it's with the Unclaimed and the Doberman, but this was a really great show. Red Kross, this was from their Teen Babies from Monsanto period. And they did a cover of Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin that was absolutely fantastic. And the 4th and final flyer I'm going to show is from the John Anson Ford Theater in Hollywood. It was Red Kross with Dinosaur Jr. And you would think, oh wow, Dinosaur Jr., they must have blew Red Kross away. No, Red Kross fucking blew them away big time. And they were spectacular. They had a couple of go-go dancers with them, and one of the go-go dancers was Pat Smear. He was a guitar player for the Germs and now plays guitar for Foo Fighters. And they ended that show with A Day in the Life by the Beatles and Midnight Rambler by the Rolling Stones. And I think there's a video of that on YouTube. It's not the greatest quality though, but it's out there. Okay, their first EP was came out in 1980. It's on Posh Boy Records. This is the first press of it. This is when they were 12 and 14. And the second presses of this have a red with the writing in white and like medical bandages, kind of medical bandage tape. And this is a really, they sound like they were 12 and 14 kinda, you know. I mean, it's not their greatest work. It's got some really good songs on here though. Clorox Girls is really good. Cover band is excellent, and Annette's got the hits. Talking about Annette Funicello. Now I got a single here. Well, let's show their first album. Whoa, whoa, whoa. First album is Red Kross, Born Innocent. And if you notice, Red Kross is spelled correctly, as it is on their first EP. Gee, my name. I should have just left that over there. Born Innocent, a reference to Linda Blair. She was in a movie called Born Innocent. And the first song on side 1 is Linda Blair. This album has a little bit of a different lineup. They have a female rhythm guitar player with them. Different drummer. It's a real trashy sound, this album. This is pictures. That's Tracy right there. She played rhythm guitar. There's Jeff McDonald in a urinal. And there's Steve McDonald. I guess Steve was 16 by this time, and Jeff was 14. And the album, this is a first press also. The later presses didn't have the name Red Cross spelled correctly because they were threatened to be sued by the American Red Cross. And on the back it's got a picture and it says, "My mother was a monster who ate children." Raymond Pettibone. But the highlights on this are Linda Blair. White Trash is okay. You got a song Charlie, it's about Charles Manson. Kill Someone You Hate is probably my favorite song off the album. And then there's a song on here that isn't listed on the label, Cease to Exist, which was actually written by Charles Manson. Now here's a single. This came out in 1990 on their, this is the first label they were on, Posh Boy. And they released one song off of that first EP and one song off of their first album. You got Burnout and cover band. But what's really cool is the picture of these guys. Right there's Jeff, 12-year-old. Next to him is Steve, 14. Then you got Greg Hetson, guitar player for Circle Jerks and Bad Religion. And then over here, Ron Reyes, who became the second singer of Black Flag. Pretty cool single. And it's on Posh Boy. Silver label with a translucent blue vinyl. And I have a really cool record here. I'll take it out. It's a... I was really stoked to find this. This is an actual test pressing of their first album on Smoke 7. You can see right there where it says SMK7. And this is a test pressing of Red Cross's first album. Really cool to have. Got another single here. Red Cross, Born Innocent demo tapes. It's a couple of songs, demos from their first album, outtakes. It's got a red plain label with a green translucent vinyl. And it's White Trash, another version of White Trash, and a song called Beware of Dropouts. Now comes their third record, and if you look, you can see the name change, Red Cross. They came up with this name with it was a tribute to Red Fox, the comedian, the guy that was on Stanford and Son. That's where they came up with this idea of the spelling of the name. And this is Teen Babies from Monsanto. The quality of this is a big step up. I mean, this might be my favorite album by them, actually. It's actually an EP. It's all covers, except for this one song, Linda Blair. Comes with a sticker. These are all first presses. Quit School. This is the insert came with. Got a picture of Susan Day from the Partridge Family. These guys have always have a lot of references to like pop culture. And it's on Gasatanka Records, which is kind of a takeoff on Casablanca. Casatanka, or Gasatanka, I guess. That's what the label looks like. Kind of a lot of glare there. But absolutely fantastic record. Side 1 is a Deuce, Kiss cover. You got Citadel, Rolling Stones cover. Those two songs are free money. And then Heaven Only Knows. That might be a Shangri-La's cover or something. Side 2 has Savior Machine, the Bowie cover. Blow You a Kiss in the Wind. And then it finishes with Linda Blair. They're the only original tune on the album. Now this is a record that just came out last year. This is a reissue of Teen Babies from Monsanto, and it's a limited edition. And it's number 44 out of 250, and really cool. The band self-released this. This album has never been reissued. It's only that one first pressing, and it's never been issued on CD. So when I heard they were reissuing this, I jumped all over it, because it's a full album. They added some songs. They added It Won't Be Long by The Quick, Fancy by the Kinks, and I think one other song. Oh, I didn't mention Anne, but the Stooges is on the original version. I'll Meet You Halfway, Partridge Family cover. But yeah, this is excellent. Really, maybe one of their best. And that came out in 1984. This is Neurotica. Came out in 1987. A lot more polished sound this has. It's got hints of power pop, which they really explored in their next album. And it's got some garage sound, and this is cited as a major influence of grunge. And it's a really cool Neurotica, Frosted Flake. They got a song here, Janice, Jenny, and George Harrison. Peach Kelli Pop is a great song. Ballad of a Love Doll, that's from the movie The Love Dolls, something. And then Beautiful Bye Byes, really an acoustic. It ends with on an acoustic number. This is a really good album. Really well produced album. Oh, let me show the vinyl. This is the inner sleeve, and it's on Big Time Records. Yeah, Big Time. They made the Big Time. No, they never did make the Big Time. They should have, though. They were a really great band. Well, they're still together. Here's my next single, Red Cross. What is it called? There's a Mrs. Kravitz in the Pit. And this is outtakes from that Neurotica album. And this is really good. It's got Gladys Be Gladys, Janice and George Harrison, another version of that song, Love Is You, Cartoon Man, and Beautifuls. And it's plain yellow vinyl. I mean, plain yellow label with a violet, light purple vinyl. This is another version of that album. I just picked it up very recently, came across it. It's a cutout here, you can see, but it's in the shrink wrap, the original shrink still. And it's in really good condition. So I went ahead and picked it up. That might be some trade or giveaway or something. Now, this is an album that came out in 1987 also. It's a Dinner with Red Cross. It's a Play My Song, a remix of that song. And then it's an interview. Dinner with Red Kross. Here's a picture of the band. And they talk about different stuff. T.J. Hooker, Robbie Fields. Robbie Fields, he was the owner of Posh Boy Records, I believe. Night Ranger, Joan Baez, Motley Crue, the Los Angeles Police Department, Eric Estrada, George Harrison, Jim and Tammy Faye, Stryper, the Partridge Family, Elton John, Kiss, and Suzi Quatro. And it's actually 2 records. It's a promo, not for sale type of thing. And this is on black vinyl. Big Time Records again. This is the interview disc, I believe. And then the second disc is basically just a 12-inch of Play My Song, a remix of that. Translucent red vinyl. Hey everybody. It's a lot of vinyl for one song, but it is what it is. That came out in 1987. Now their next album, Third Eye. This is a really, I don't know if I'd call it overproduced, but it's definitely a more polished product than all of the previous albums. But it's got some great songs on here. Annie's Gone, the second song on side 1, is one of my favorite songs of all time by them. And, I mean, I really like this album. And this again is a original first press. I believe this has been reissued recently. It's got a song on here, Bubblegum Factory. I mean, that is real power poppy, real bubblegummy. This is the original inner sleeve. The lyrics on one side and a painting on the other side. A black and white picture of a painting. And this was their big label debut on Atlantic Records. Third Eye. Like I said, it's a very well-produced album. I mean, it's compared to their other stuff. I mean, some of their other stuff's kind of raw, but it's a good album. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the album, and it's got some really great songs. Like I said, Annie's Gone is maybe my favorite song from that that they've ever done, actually. Now the next album, though, this one rocked. Red Kross Phase Shifter, Red Kross right there. And this came out in 1993. This one here really rocks. It's got one song on here that's kind of power poppy, but all the rest are really hard rocking. Huge Wonder is a great song. Jimmy's Fantasy was a single. I mean, all the songs on here are pretty good. Saragon. I love this album all the way through. And this is the original inner sleeve. Got a picture of the band. On this lineup, they do have a female keyboardist, and this was a really good lineup live. Really good. And let's see, I got the record here. I think it's on This Way Up. And this is actually a UK version. All my other ones are US, but this is the first press UK. Now, I got a 10-inch here. Lady in the Front Row. It's the second song, I believe, on side 1 of the album I just showed. Yeah. That's again on This Way Up Records. And it's got Lady in the Front Row, and then it's got Standing in Front of Poser, a new version of that song. That was a song that was off their very first EP when they were 12 and 14. Oh My Lover and Fancy. And that came out in '93 also. Here's a single, came out in '92. It's Trance. I don't believe this song is on any of their albums. And it's backed with Birds and Fleas. And I know that's not on any of their albums. And this is the label, one side of the label. And it's the other side. It's on Twang Records. And then they had 3 singles that they released in '93. First one was Jimmy's Fantasy. That's the first song off of the album. Face Shifter. And it's back with Tito and Yolanda. And records are falling here. That's not on the album. Here's another single that came out in '93. Switchblade Sister. This is not on the album, and it's backed with What's Wrong With Me. That's also not on the album. And it's on This Way Up again. And I think it's on, yeah, it's on translucent red vinyl. And then the fourth 7-inch that came out that year is a 7-inch of Lady in the Front Row. And it's got Oh My Lover and I'll Meet You Halfway on the back side. And I think it's probably black vinyl. Looks like it has an insert. Oh no, it's a gatefold. That's pretty cool. I forgot it was a gatefold. And it's on black vinyl. Silver label here. This Way Up again, yeah. It's a different label though. And then I got another single here. And I don't know when this came out. It had to be around the same time. It's Super Sunny Christmas, back with Huge Wonder. Huge Wonder is on that Face Shifter album. It's the last song on side 1. But this is a different version. And man, the version on the album rocks, but this one even rocks more. I mean, this is a really good single. And that's the back. Huge Wonder with Super Sunny Christmas. And it's a black vinyl, so I'm not going to show it. And it's on Insipid Records. And that's what the other side looks like. That might be my favorite single by them. And then I have one last single by them. Came out in 1994. It's a split with a Sonic Youth. And this is a Red Cross, Yesterday Once More. The Carpenters cover. And Sonic Youth, they do the song Superstar. And these two songs come off of a comp of Carpenters songs called If I Were a Carpenter. This is on red vinyl. Translucent red vinyl. And then this is another one here. This came out in 1993 also. And it's 2,500 Red Cross fans can't be wrong. This is kind of a takeoff on that Elvis, what was it, his greatest hits album. And this is really good. It's a limited. My number is 1442 out of 2,500. And it's got Any Hour, Every Day, previously unreleased. Switchblade Sister, I have that single, that UK single. And What's Wrong with Me, another previously unreleased. Trance, that's that single that was never released in the US. Birds and Fleas, that was on the B side. And The Huge Wonder, that really rockin' version. And I guess that Huge Wonder and Christmas, looks like this is an Australian single. But yeah, this is really good. Okay, the next album is Show World. This album came out in 1997. This has some really good songs. Pretty Please Me, Mess Around. I think those are the two singles. And then Follow the Leader. I like that song. Oh, I should have brought my CDs out. I have a bootleg CD of them, and they do a version on there where it's like maybe a 10-minute version of Follow the Leader. On here, the song, it just kind of fades out after like 3.5 minutes or so, but on the CD I have it just continues. They just continue jamming, and this is a pretty good album. Pretty Please Me is a really good cover version, and this is the original. Jesus Christ. Oh well, I'll speak up, man. We got a message on my phone. This is the inner sleeve. Oh shit! This is my daughter's high school, and they leave messages almost every other day. This is the custom label. It's pretty cool. No, I don't want the message repeated. Pretty cool album. Their last album, Researching the Blues. This came out like 2 years ago. 2012. Boy, how time flies. But this is one of the first albums that I bought on eBay. I've only been buying vinyl for a little over a year now. And I've been making videos for maybe 10 months now. But this was one of the first albums I bought on eBay. I put a bid in for $3.99, and I was the only person that bid on it. This is a good album. Researching the Blues. They were asked about that name, and they said it's just a joke. But yeah, this is a really good album. 5 songs on each side. Uglier's a really good song. But yeah, I like this album. And this is the original inner sleeve. Words on one side, and it's got this painting on the other. Pretty interesting. And I won't take it out. I guess I will. Merge Records, I guess it says. Red Kross. I got 3 more records to show here. And they were kind of side projects. This first one I showed in a video before. It's Sky Saxon, Purple Electricity. It's a Sky Sunlight Saxon. This is a live album recorded at the Cavern Club. This is Sky Saxon right here. As I mentioned in the other video, I went to the Cavern Club a few times, and one of the times I saw the Pandoras there, and one other band. I don't know, it might have been the Telltale Hearts or a band along those lines. And I saw this guy here walking around. He had a cape on, cane, and I was wondering, who the hell is this psycho, And first band comes on, and after a song or two, this guy jumps up on the stage, and he kind of took the mic, and turned out it's Sky Saxon from the Siege, So it was kind of cool. But after a couple of songs, you could tell the band was getting kind of irritated, but he wasn't. He didn't want to give that mic back, man. He just wanted to keep on going, and he tried to jump on stage when the Pandoras were playing, but they didn't have nothing. They didn't want nothing to do with it. But anyways, this album here, it's a live album, and it's really raw, really garage. If you like garage, you're gonna like this. It's Sky's Theme. I mean, that's the name of the song. And he's not on there. It's the band playing. And they're playing a Led Zeppelin cover, and I forget which one it is. But it's really good. Sky Saxon kind of babbles some nonsense throughout the concert, but it's if you're a Siege or a Sky Saxon fan, it's really worth getting, and really raw garage rock. If you're into garage rock, I think you'll like it too. And it's on that Vox label, really good label out of LA. Another side project they did was Anarchy 6, Hardcore Lives. And they're kind of mimicking suicidal tendencies, I guess. But it's kind of a hardcore album, and it doesn't really work. I mean, it's okay. It's not a great album, though. I mean, I'm glad I have it, but it's not a great album. And then oh yeah, let me show the inserts on that. Oh, there's the Tater Tots. That's another side project of theirs. That's the first Tater Tots album. I don't have that one. But there are some pictures of their shirts and stuff. I don't know if you can see it right there. Friends of Cher. And you got one of Sadie from one of the Manson girls. They used to have some pretty original shirts. And this is the lyric sheet. And this is on that Gasatanka label. It's supposed to look like the Columbia. Gasatanka. The last one is the second Tater Tots album. Really cool. I bought this because of the cover. I mean, this is cool. The album, it doesn't really work. I mean, it has some good songs on there, but it's not real consistent. It's got what's her name? The singer Cherry Curry from Runaways singing Instant Karma. They got Rock On, Rain, the Beatle cover, Bohemian Rhapsody. That doesn't really work. But it's got Pet Smear on here, Pet Fear from White Flag, and it seems like it would be a really, really great, but it's not as good as it looks. And here's the insert, just different collage of pictures. Oh, here, this is a better. They had such cool shirts. Here's a picture of their shirt, Tater Tots. It's a 3-color front and 2-color back. That's the front right there, and then that's the back. And then you got that Cher shirt, which is probably like a 3-color shirt. And then you got this one here, Red Cross. And then you got some White Flag stuff there. And it has that same label, that kind of that takeoff on the Columbia label on Casatanca. And that the name is kind of a takeoff on that label that Kiss were on. Well, that's it. I'm going to do a contest. And to enter my contest, all you gotta do is send me a private message And how you do that is you go to my homepage, and then where it says about, click on where it says about, and then it says send a message, and then you click on that, and then you put your YouTube name and the name of the band that the last album that I showed, the name of the band of the last album I showed, which is Tater Tots. Everybody that does that will be entered in my contest, and I will pull the winner on my 1-year anniversary of my channel. Please don't mention the contest in the comments. I only want people that actually watch my videos to be entered in the contest. I don't want someone to, you know, that's why I didn't do a contest video. And I guarantee you it's going to be a good prize. And thanks for watching. Don't forget, leave a private message, and I'll make a contest video, and then people that don't really watch the whole videos, I mean, I do that too with some videos that I'll click on it and watch it and I go, okay, no, I'm not interested. There are certain people though, I watch all their videos all the way through, and that's who I want to be entered in my contest. And I guarantee you it's going to be a good prize. It's one of the records will be fairly rare. It will be a rare record. So anyways, please enter the contest. Take care, guys and gals.